Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. Heroes in a half shell. Turtle power.
Welcome back, bros, and we're back with another video review, and today we have the opportunity to take a look at the Playmates brand new Wave 3 TMNT 2-pack, Raphael and Triceraton. And I must say, they look great, and these figures were purchased from Walmart. All accessories out of packaging. We have Raphael's traditional size. And then we have the Triceratons. I guess you call it a grappling gun or hook. So that's pretty cool. And now we have his more traditional gun that's, oh wow, I like how thick it is. It's great. It'll stay in his hands. And then we have finally the last piece, the tail, which you'll have to assemble on your own once you pull the figure out of the plastic. And with that being said, you do have a little bit of posability with the tail being able to rotate. So let's take a closer look at this Triceraton by Playmates. Now I just want to say the head sculpt is incredible. It is very detailed and I like it. Now looking at the original cartoon version of the Triceraton, the coloring is a little off in the face. The dark blue on the toy should definitely be a light blue to more like a off-white. But I'm okay with it being a dark blue because it reminds me actually of the toy. But just looking at the details on the face and in the picture, it's kind of spot on. And I definitely dig the details in the skin of the dinosaur with all the scales. And then not only that, they also have tons of detail picked out in the chest, the back region, and also in the emblem and also the technology on his back. So I'm really digging that, and I think that's awesome. They did a really good job with this scope and picking out the details. So with that being said, this Triceraton looks pretty good. So looking at the lower region of the Triceraton, and I'm just looking at it, look at the legs. They're very detailed. They have ripped holes in the pants. Not only that, they also have the mechanic details on the calves and the ankles. That looks great. Not only that, they have the painted feet. And look at the belt. The belt's even painted. And then look at the forearms, how he's got the silver with the spikes on the side. And then just looking at the tail, they even put the headband or the tail wrap on it, which is really cool. And I'm really digging this. This is a really good figure. They even painted the toenails. That's crazy, bro. Not only do we get a new mold, we get a new molded figure stand, and that's really cool. Okay, so let's check out the articulation for this figure. So let's start with the arm. It can go up all the way up. It can rotate all the way around. And then it also has a more than 90-degree bend at the elbow, which is awesome. The wrist is on a hinge, which can also rock in and rock out. And then not only that, it rotates, which is awesome. That's a huge plus in my book. Now, let's check out the waist. It does have a waist swivel, and the tail is movable. It's not necessarily posable, but you can rotate it. So let's look at the legs. The leg can bend more than 90 degrees, and I'm definitely digging the ankle tilt and rocker. Now, let's go ahead and see how high this figure can kick. So the leg can go out about this high, which is very limited, but that's okay. And the head can look up this high, which is not too much, but it also can look down that much, which is also pretty cool. Now, looking at how far he can bend back, he has that diaphragm joint to go forward and back, of course, but that's about it. So taking a look at the legs, his legs are in the spread out squatting position like a stance. I'm okay with that. Okay, so now I have the Triceraton with the wave mates so far that we currently have. Now he's with Bebop and Rocksteady, and they're all about the same height. Now check this out. All three have similar leg styles. But the Triceraton has more articulation in the ankle, and that's what lacks for Bebop and Rocksteady. Now check this out. I went ahead and put in a picture of the original toy of the Triceraton, and this is where Playmate gets all its details and its reference from. So if you're wondering why the colors were different, it's because they're representing the toy and trying to mash up a real life Triceratops. Now, I do like that idea, but I do wish it was more cartoon accurate. But I'm okay with that because they're continuing the way they started with Bebop and Rocksteady and with the Turtles. And this is just for scaling purposes. I know this is what you want to see, the Triceraton compared to the NECA figure. Unfortunately, I have not opened this figure and I only have one set. So I will not open the NECA figure. But just looking at the window and compared to the Playmates, we can tell that the NECA version is definitely better because it's larger and more detailed and cartoon accurate. Now, Playmates, on the other hand, is going after the toy, while NECA is going after cartoon accuracy. And I dig that, and I like each one its own individual and unique way because of the directions that each brand is going. So that's pretty cool. And I know most people are going to stick with the NECA versus the Playmates, but I dig the Playmates. So now that we have Raphael close up, I just want to start off by telling you that this is an exact reissue of the Toys R Us 2003 classic Ninja Turtle line that came out then. So it's got the same details in the face and the same paint job in the turtle skin. But just looking at the face of this figure, it reminds me of the 1990s version of Raphael. And not only that, it has a mix of the cartoon appearance in this toy's facial features. So I really like that Playmates included both concepts. And looking at his lower region, this is exactly the same as what we received back in 2003. And I love it because it's the same articulation in the legs that we need to make all these dynamic poses and stances that we want to put our turtles in. And that's cool. And I really appreciate that, Playmates. Now, I just want to show you guys quickly that there are different options that Raphael, because his fingers are articulated, can hold his weapons. He can hold it with the size in between his fingers and also with the side handle in his hand. So there's unlimited options and different display and poses you can make with this turtle. So let's take a look at his articulation. Even though we know it is the same as the previous Ninja Turtles that we received from Toys R Us back in the day, let's still check it out anyway. Now, his arm can go up all the way that high. It can swivel all the way around. Not only that, it can bend more than 90 degrees. And then not only that, it has finger individual articulation. So you can move each finger how you want it to be. That's totally up to you, and that's very cool. Now, he comes with the diaphragm joint where he can bend a little bit, and he can also twist. With that being said, he's limited going up, but look at his leg going forward. It goes about that far, which is not very far at all, but I'm okay with that. His knee can bend more than 90 degrees, so we can get more of those crouching positions. And the foot has a foot tilt with toe articulation. So that is incredible, and I love it. So not only that, we also have the ab crunch to look that high, and he looks down that low. Now, let's check out his head. It goes up that high, which is not much, and down, not that much either. So it's not really much we can do, but it has its usual swivel to the left and the right, which is a common with all figures now these days. So this is the articulation on Raphael. This is what everyone wanted to see. Now here we go with the comparisons with Raphael of the Playmates and Raphael of the NECA. And as you can see, of course, the Playmates is much taller because it is a 6-inch figure, while the NECA is sticking more to a scale of on their line, which is about 5 inches. And they both look really good. The NECA one has a little bit more detail. It has the black outlining, and it's more traditional of the cartoon look, while the Playmates is a mix between the cartoon and the actual original's 1980s Raphael action figure. And the green is like a pale green. So, and this is what we got for the side view of the two turtles. And here we go with all three turtles. Now, it looks like Leonardo and Raphael are the same, but Leonardo on camera is a little brighter. It's like a brighter green, while Raphael is dull and Mikey has a more like a darker bluish green. Alright guys, so after reading the comments in my previous Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle reviews, here I have the NECA Raphael Toon Turtle beside the Playmates Classic Reissue 2021 Turtle Van. And I just want to show that he can sit inside the chair, but of course, because I have him sitting in a chair and I can't locate my rubber band at the moment, he's going to fall, as you just saw. But let me get the bombs out the way, because I'm just moving them out because I know they're going to be rattling around and me trying to fit my figures in there. And it's going to be a distraction. So here we go. Let's see if we can sit in. So yes, you can comfortably fit the turtles sitting on the chair and the back seat. But unfortunately, when it comes to putting our turtles in the driver's seat, the shells are slightly too big. And not only the shell, because of the head doesn't have a full articulated to look up, it won't work. And now I went ahead and bought out the Playmates 2021 Turtle Blimp reissue. And as you can see, Raphael scales great. So right now I'm going to go ahead and get him into a seated position so that I can see if he sits and scales well on the driver's seat of the cockpit of the Turtle Blimp. So I'm just angling his arms, his legs, angle his head. So yeah, he looks pretty good. It looks pretty good from front on. And let's check out the 3/4 view of him. Yeah, that scales very well. So if you have these turtles from the NECA versions, they'll scale well. So definitely want to use them with your Playmate Classic Reissue vehicles. It's time for a quick Yeah Bro rating. All categories in the Yeah Bro rating is a 10, and I'm going to give you my reasons why. In my opinion, the paint job is a 10, and the reason why it is a 10 because both figures of mine have great paint jobs. They're crisp and they're clean, so I'm definitely enjoying that, and they're very detailed. For the molding, we have a brand new mold. The Triceraton is a brand new figure that was not revealed in 2003 when the line was originally released. On the other hand, Raphael is the same figure, but it is great because it does not suffer from mold degradation. And when it comes to the playability and the execution, both of these figures were executed well and have tons of articulation and tons of accessories to make them a very enjoyable toy. And with all this being said, I am looking forward to Playmates continuing this line and giving us more figures in the future like Crane and Leatherhead, to name a few. I got this 2-pack from Walmart.com, and it is a Walmart exclusive for $34.97. It has the Yeah Bro approval rating, so if you're interested in this figure, by all means start hunting at your Walmart stores because it should appear on shelves any moment now. Please like, comment, and subscribe. By doing these 3 actions, it shows my channel tremendous support and positive feedback. Yeah, bro. And always, feel free to check out any other videos I already posted. And thanks once again for being a supporter.